Good day. It's the 15th of January, and I want to talk to you about a couple things. First of all, I want to thank LilacLantern, Andrea. I had such a wonderful time last night being on her show. We did an Valentine's drawing special. If you go over to LilacLantern, you can see the show. You'll see it's crystal and cards. And she and I were offering a giveaway, but you had to watch the show after it had been on. You didn't have to watch the live show. So if you go over there, you'll figure out how to write a thing in comments to win a potential of getting a free reading or a free small crystal gift from me. And I want to really, really thank her for that, because it was a fun thing to do last night. The other thing I did last night that was kind of fun and interesting, and actually led to my reading for today, I went and got my COVID shot last night. And I had to drive in town to a center where in my county they're doing the COVID shot thing. And I signed up and had all my paperwork done. It was easy. I just walked in, they had my name, all my stuff, took me around, said right or left, shot me in the arm. And then you have to wait 15 minutes afterwards and before they let you leave the center so that they can be sure you don't have any reaction, which obviously I didn't because I'm here. But I've been in medical situations where they're doing mass vaccinations. Unfortunately, the first one was, I'm this old, back when polio was they first found the first vaccine, which was kind of a mess. There were small children running all over this medical center screaming. And I wasn't exactly expecting that at the COVID center, but I was expecting a lot of apprehension, sort of that kind of tension you feel when you're in any medical environment. But instead, I found calm. After the 10 months of chaos we've had of dealing with this mess, it was calm. And after the kind of chaos that's been in our country for the last, 4 years, and then certainly for the last couple of months, it was calm. And as I was sitting there thinking about it, I went, it's like everyone who's getting more heart-centered. They were getting more centered, more balanced, and more focused. And so today I wanted to talk about that, and I couldn't figure out exactly how to get into it. So I pulled the 9 of Wands from my Inner Child Tarot cards. Dun, 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 dun. And it goes, there are times in your life when we are shown a gateway to a new awareness that's beyond our current boundaries or resistance. This new awareness offers another view of the world that we can recapture or open up to us, a magical garden of wisdom that of the lives within us. It is there that we may learn to master our abilities and our gifts. And it says, this is the time in your life when you may be exploring a secret passage of your spirit or completing the important evolutionary cycle. This is a rich and flowering place within you. You may journey there. Close your eyes, envision yourself entering this colorful, fragrant garden that is your heart and your mind. And so I wanted to find a way to present that to you. And there's a couple of things that I know of that I have learned from in the last few, one I just found a month ago because it was made last November. It's called Heart Math, and I put a link below to this documentary that's available on YouTube. And it talks about something I've understood instinctively, that when I read and when I see and when I remote view and when I do those things, I don't do them from my mind. I do them from my heart. I do it from an invisible space. And in this documentary, it reminded me of something I'd read years ago in The Little Prince. It is only with the heart that one sees clearly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. And that's a quote from The Little Prince. And it's really true. It's only what you see with your heart that I feel is incredibly real for me right now. And I got to thinking about that. I got to thinking about the process of 6 breaths, which is where you breathe in for 5, hold for 6, and then slowly exhale exhale. And I could do that with you now, but I really don't want you to all be asleep at the end of this. Actually, it doesn't put you asleep. It changes your mind from being reactive to being responsive. And when you do that, you're not just all the time. You're actually listening, and it actually opens up a different part of your mind. They've studied this at universities, and that procedure actually changes your brain chemistry and makes you more responsive and more able to handle a lot of information. So right now, that's kind of a problem I have. And Heart Math talks about this a little bit. There's a lot of scientific findings that are figuring out how I do what I do that I just did innately. No one had to train me. But it also talks about a lot of paths for other people to learn how to calm themselves and become more heart-centered, to have their heart more focused and to have their heart more balanced to make it through these chaotic times. And as I was thinking about this, I thought about the fact that when people can sow seeds of chaos and people can just keep you on the edge of your seats and make you feel like a scared mouse in the corner, like, I have to react, I have to know what's going on all the time. When they do that, it really screws up your vibrations. It really screws up how you can think and see the world. And I hope we're moving from that time into a place where we're going to be like going into the Nine of Wands with the garden. I didn't see people in that clinic falling into the, oh, I'm terrified to be here, but I'm going to do it because I think it's the only way out. What I saw was a lot of people saying, thank God, this is going to free me. And when you watch Heart Math, if you choose to, I'll give you a couple good reasons to. It talks about a day when the Earth has a heartbeat. It's called a Schumann resonance. And scientists follow it, and it used to beat really regularly all the time. We've shifted to a new place in the galaxy. We're in some new energy centers, so it's fluctuating quite a bit right now. But normally, and for almost all of my life until about a year ago, it was always just even, it was just like a heartbeat. But there are a couple days in the last, since 2000, where the Schumann resonance, the whole heartbeat of the world changed, and it got uplifted and changed, and we actually changed the gravitational field of the world. And it was days when the emotions of the world all got focused on one thing. And it's as if the heart fields around us, the energy fields around your body, there's your head, which everybody knows. You've seen the doctors stick little sticky things on there to see it. Actually, the energy field around your heart is much greater if you track it out with instruments. And that's interesting for us to know that our heart has a broader energy range than our field. And it probably goes up much farther than we know. So when you hook into somebody's vibrations, that's a very real thing. And there have been a couple days where everyone got focused on a certain thing, and it actually changed the energy field of the world. So if we can do that, just quite accidentally by being focused on one thing, imagine if we could really raise our vibrations and raise how we feel and raise ourselves above fear and into acceptance and looking at things squarely in the eye, how much better off we would be. So I would strongly suggest you watch the documentary, think about what it says, and all I can tell you is that by focusing your heart, centering your heart, and balancing your heart, you will do more to help your state of being than all of the news shows you can watch and all of the other things you can go through, because this is really dealing with the center of how we feel. And there's a long history on that if you watch this documentary, it'll all be there. I could rehash it for you now, but I think they do a much better job of presenting it. So before you watch the documentary, I want you to think about doing the 6 breaths, 5 count in, 6 count hold, and then slowly let it out. Do that 6 times. Watch this. It's a YouTube documentary. If you're watching me, you can shift over and watch it just as easily. It's only 21 minutes long. It's going to teach you a whole lot about how to get through the current chaos that we're in. And remember, chaos splits people's energy. It is not a cohesive force. So if we let ourselves get caught up in the chaos, our heart energy will never be joined. And what people call the ascension will never happen. The ascension doesn't mean you're getting on an elevator and going anywhere. It means you're increasing your vibration and you're going to find more peace. You're going to find your way into that wonderful garden that's promised in the Nine of Wands. And with that, I leave you today. I don't have any grand crystal things. I do again once again want to thank Andrea for having me on her show. Go over and view the Lilac Lavender show we did together. It was lots of fun. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.